Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Primetime Local News Friday edition. We've made it to the weekend.
Yay.
Yes, and we're in for a warming trend over the weekend. It's going to be really nice. We're talking workouts here on the show tonight. We just want to know, what time of day do you prefer to work out? I don't work out.
Yeah.
And the odd time I do, I'm an evening workout.
Yeah, me too. I wish I could work out in the morning because I feel that would kickstart your day off well, but I just can't get out of bed early enough to go before work, so
Yeah.
I'm an evening workout.
And I just need a nap after I work out, so
Well,
I just need to go to sleep. There's
Yeah.
no way I could be a productive human after that. Let us know, what time of day do you work out and why? But right now we're going to go check in with our Brett Holden, who's taking in opening night of Grease by the Comp Kids.
Well, the seats behind me are empty right now because 7 o'clock tonight, the Vic Juba Theater will be packed, sold out tonight, tomorrow night, and on Sunday night, where the Lloyd Comp students are putting on Grease. Grease is the word here for at Vic Juba. We're going to be talking to the director and some of the students just about the play a little bit, and that'll be coming up here tonight. But first, let's head back into the studio where Elise has a look at your local news.
Great, thank you, Brett. Well, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has confirmed a Saudi teen, 18-year-old Rahaf Al-Qunan, who fled alleged abuse from her family to seek a new life abroad, is coming to Canada.
The UNHCR has made a request of Canada that we accept Ms. Al-Qunan as a refugee, and we have accepted the UN's request that we grant her asylum. That is something that we are pleased to do because Canada is a country that understands how important it is to stand up for human rights, to stand up for women's rights around the world, and I can confirm that we have accepted the UN's request.
Thai authorities have confirmed her destination is Toronto. The plane she's on has taken off and will be stopping in South Korea before making a connection to Canada. Al-Qunan guaranteed worldwide attention earlier this week after barricading herself in an airport hotel room and launching a social media campaign that drew global attention. And Justin Trudeau was in the Queen City last night speaking at a town hall at the University of Regina. The Prime Minister was greeted outside with yellow vest protesters. Global's Cami Kepke has more from the University of Regina.
The room swung between widely varying viewpoints through the 20 questions posed to Prime Minister Trudeau. University students raised concerns about deals with Saudi Arabia and tuition costs, while construction workers criticized his comments on gender and social impacts in rural areas. But one topic got the biggest reaction.
You, sir, with the I Love Pipelines t-shirt. There you go. Thank you, sir.
But we can't twin a pipeline, an existing pipeline, to the coast. You know, you talk about, the fellow up here, he wants to talk about balanced budgets and how you're going to deal with, you know, the money coming in and the income. Well, we're just getting hosed on our oil something terribly. Like, get this pipeline in the ground, get it out to the coast, and you're going to have a whole bunch more money that you can spend like a drunken farm wife after harvest in New York City.
Trudeau pledges to follow up on an international grad student's case to bring her family to Canada amid a backlog of cases. One woman unfurled a banner supporting BC's Wet'suwet'en First Nation, garnering some support from others in the crowd. A small contingent of a dozen or so Yellow Vest protesters gathered outside the university prior to the town hall, and a convoy of about 100 trucks drove by honking in protest.
We're trying to send a message to not only this current government, but the governments to come that, you know, we can only be pushed so far and before we push back.
The Prime Minister's time in the Queen City doesn't end with the town hall meeting. On Friday morning, he'll make an announcement regarding geothermal energy development and take part in a discussion on freshwater management with MP Ralph Goodale. Cami Kepke, Global News.
And a warning from health officials around the flu season. This year, it's not hitting seniors the hardest, but instead children and young adults. 3 children in Saskatchewan have died, and right now an Alberta mother is in medically induced coma after contracting the H1N1 strain. As Global's Heather Rex West explains, her loved ones are urging others to get a flu shot.
Over Christmas, Nevada Cunnington was the picture of health. But then, on New Year's Day, she started feeling under the weather.
first it was just like a normal cold, we all thought.
But what began with mild symptoms quickly escalated beyond anything Cunnington's family could have imagined. A course of antibiotics didn't help, so Cunnington went to the emergency department.
We expected to go there to just, get more medicine and get sent back home. And then inside they're like, we don't know if your mom is gonna.
The mother of two is now in a medically induced coma, fighting H1N1 flu.
It affects all ages, but it can often affect young people more severely, which is why it is very important for that group to get immunized.
Children are particularly vulnerable. According to the Public Health Agency of Canada, 414 kids have been hospitalized with the flu since August, with 71 requiring intensive care. And at least 3 children have died. Those children all preschool-aged in Saskatchewan.
Especially in children under the age of 5, it can result in a more serious outcome that ends up in terms of hospitalization, ICU admissions, and unfortunately, in rare cases, deaths that we have seen.
While there have been no pediatric flu deaths this season in Alberta, 20 adult patients have died, while more than 1,000 others, like Cunnington, have been hospitalized. According to her daughter, Cunnington did not get a flu shot.
We never really expected for a healthy person to be able to be healthy and then next thing you know, be in the hospital in ICU.
The 38-year-old is on a ventilator, her family keeping vigil by her side. Heather Yerix-West, Global News.
And driver's tests in Alberta have been privatized since 1993, but with the government taking back control in March, members of the Certified Drivers Examiners Association are stopping work in protest. The work stoppage is planned to last 2 weeks, but the association says it could be extended if their demands are not met.
It's very difficult to say at this time. It could go either shorter or longer. Really, I'm not in a position to say that, and it's up to the examiners as well as individuals.
Up to 50 driver examiners did not work yesterday. Comring said that the association is also looking to take legal action against the province.
We agreed to begin the legal action, which will include judicial review, request for stay, and the charter rights lawsuit.
Lloydminster is not currently participating in the stoppage and will continue to provide driver's tests. And now we're going to go to Brett Holden, who is live on location at the Vic Juba.
Joined now by Simon Stang, the artistic director of tonight's show. Now, Simon, let's talk about just bringing together tonight's show and just kind of the excitement around tonight.
Yeah, I'm super pumped to open it up to 550 people tonight. We've had a couple preview matinees for middle school and high school students, but now it's time to let the public into the theater.
Now, we were talking about just how big tonight is. Sold out tonight, sold out tomorrow night, and sold out Sunday. What does that mean to you?
I honestly, the only word I can use to describe it is overwhelmed. It was like, I couldn't believe the response that I got. I knew it was popular, but I just had no idea that it was going to be this big. And I'm super grateful for all the people in the community supporting a local arts program like this.
So let's talk about just bringing this together from the start, and just why Greece, and I guess really everything just from the start.
Yeah, well, we decided to run musical theater as a class this year, so we chose Greece because I had a huge component of students who just were begging to do it. We had the numbers. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, and I knew I had, I guess, the supporting cast to really make it work. So I just said, well, why not? Let's do it. And from there, we hit the ground running. Choreography, vocals, the set design, which people can see behind us here, which took hundreds and hundreds of hours to get everything fine-tuned. So it's so much work, but honestly, after I saw today's matinee, I couldn't be more thankful because it all came together just in time.
Perfect. We'll have a little bit more coming up from here at the Vic Juba Theater, but let's head back into the studio where Michaela has a look at your weather.
All right, thank you so much, Brett. Going to be a very exciting show. We did have a preview, and it looks really good. Sitting at minus 14 right now here in the border city, feeling a lot warmer than we were earlier in the week. It's feeling like minus 24 once you factor in that wind chill, but we are in for a nice weekend warm-up. Looking to the satellite radar, a couple patches of precipitation out to the west as they moved their way up northeast from there. And then as we look to our watches and warnings, none currently in effect, which is really nice to see. We could potentially see some patches of fog in some areas in North Battleford and into Saskatchewan. So do be cautious of that. That's going to be this evening into tomorrow morning, possibly until the noon hour. Number-wise, we're sitting okay. Minus 10 in Cold Lake, also in Athabasca. A warm minus 4 in Edmonton right now. Minus 6 in Edson. Minus 1 up in Jasper. Minus 11 in Whitecourt currently. And then as we look on to the Saskatchewan side, minus 13 in Saskatoon, minus 15 in Melfort, minus 19 in Prince Albert, and right now it's minus 11 in Meadow Lake. Looking to our broadcast region, sitting at minus 13 in North Battleford. It's going to stay there overnight. That is the overnight low. Tomorrow warming up to minus 6. Now North Battleford could see those patches of fog starting this evening, and that could continue on until about the noon hour tomorrow. Patches of fog on and off there. So do be cautious if you are hitting the roads this weekend until about the noon hour tomorrow. Cold Lake sitting at minus 10 right now, dipping 1 more degree overnight, and those clouds are going to start to dissipate for a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow. Mostly sunny, minus 5 in the area of Cold Lake tomorrow. Minus 14 here in the border city, minus 11 overnight. So we're actually going to warm up. And then tomorrow, a daytime high of minus 5. A mix of sun and clouds. We are going to see a little bit more sunshine after the weekend, though. So minus 4 on Sunday, minus 10 for the low there. And then Monday will be minus 4 and minus 10. We are going to see a bit of a cool trend come back, unfortunately. This warm snap isn't lasting too long, but at least it's here for the weekend. I'll have those details for you coming up in just a little bit.
Welcome back. Well, receiving accolades from your peers is a welcomed way to acknowledge the work that someone has put in. Gerard Lampeau finds out that 4-H Canada is handing out a new award to recognize the achievements of its graduates.
There's no reason you all have a phone now that you can't be communicating.
It's only the second premier celebration of 4-H in Canada, and a new award is being unveiled for distinguished alumni.
It's very humbling and it's an honor, and very thankful.
Manitoba's Elaine Fraze is the first winner of this award, as 4-H Canada is holding its Leadership Awards in Saskatoon on January 31st.
We're going to be recognizing our Distinguished Alumni Award recipient for the first time, in addition to recognizing our honorary member, National Volunteer Leader of the Year, as well as our 4 Leadership Excellence Awards of Distinction recipients.
Fraze is a published author, farm family coach, and a speaker on the conference circuit.
It was my colleague Wendy Bulla, who is a former 4-H specialist in Manitoba, and she's an entrepreneur. Her company is called Building Up, and she's the one who nominated me.
Last November, Fraze also received the Wilson Laurie Award for Farm Excellence.
I've been doing work with farm families for 40 years. In November, I celebrated my 40th anniversary of moving to Boissevain, and I originally came here to be the extension home economist for Manitoba Agriculture. So that's when I started working with farm families, and then I married Wes in 1981, and so we've been married for 37 years and been farming together and have put in 41 crops.
Jennifer Christie with 4-H Canada acknowledges Fraze's contribution.
When it comes to, her impact on the agriculture industry, specifically on farmers and the transition of farm businesses today, Elaine, I think in some ways she's really pioneered that conversation around succession planning and farm transition.
Fraze joined 4-H Canada when she was 9 years old and relishes her formative training.
And it's been very helpful to help me think on my feet and make good business decisions, do record keeping, and be a leader in terms of running meetings.
Gerard Lampeau, Primetime Local News.
That's your egg news. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Taking a look at your local sports now, the Lakeland Wrestlers women's volleyball team suffered just their second loss of the season last week in Camrose, but that hasn't affected their confidence in any way heading into tonight's match against the Concordia Thunder. After a sluggish performance on Saturday, the team has responded nicely to a lighter workload at the start of the week.
We didn't jump very much in practice. We kind of just did defense and passing and stuff like that, just to get our legs back kind of thing.
We're a lot more fresh. We're looking athletic and looking like we're ready to compete. And so, heading into this weekend, for sure, we want to bounce back.
The Wrestlers may have a chance to incorporate some younger players into the lineup against the Thunder team, trailing them by 9 wins. However, Dreyer isn't prioritizing court time over putting the best possible lineup on the floor.
It sure would be nice to rotate people in and get people a chance to see the floor and have a look, but at the end of the day, we're here to win.
The women's match begins at 6 p.m. and a pivotal showdown for the men's team follows 30 minutes after the first match ends. And this weekend is also the 2019 debut for the Wrestlers basketball squads. They begin on the road this evening before taking on the Thunder here in Lloydminster tomorrow night. The women sit 1 win back of the Thunder for second in the division, which means they can't afford the slow start they had in the fall.
We got those 2 games in over Christmas. We've had a really good week of practice and we're feeling confident going in. Now Concordia is a pretty tough team. We split with them last time, so we know that it's going to be physical and we got to play well right off the bat because we play Concordia Kiana, which is both playoff games to start our semesters.
On the men's side, it's a tough test as well, with Concordia nationally ranked and comfortably first in the ACAC North. This makes juggling new additions to the roster more difficult despite the relief that they bring.
Oh, it's going to be a great test. They're 10th in the country, 1 on our side, and beat us both times in the first half, so it's going to be a great test. It is always good when you go from 7 to 8 players to possibly 12. That's always a big boost. So we're happy with the new additions and see what they can bring today in the game.
You can catch the games on Edmonton online at ACAC TV. Tomorrow's home tip-off is at 6 p.m. And the Lloydminster Bobcats have had to adjust quickly to the flurry of changes that occurred yesterday before the CJHL deadline. And the Cats host Whitecourt tonight at 7:30, who sits 1 spot ahead of them in the standings. They have the same start time tomorrow evening against the Calgary Mustangs. And now we're going to go to Brett Holden, who is live at the Vic Juba, who's sitting in the best seat in the house.
Joined now by a couple of stars of tonight's show. Let's start with you, Danny. Let's talk about your role tonight.
I am playing as Duty. I'm playing as Duty tonight. And yeah.
Perfect. So this is your first year as a part of, you're in 10th grade. What does it mean for you to be able to, for all 3 nights, a sold-out crowd?
Honestly, I'm grateful for this opportunity. I was really lucky to be even casted, and it's insane that it's sold out all 3 days.
And I mean, for you as well, just being able to be one of the stars as well, what does that mean for you as well?
I'm very lucky. It's pretty crazy, honestly, especially for first year, and yeah.
Perfect. And now we'll head over to Hannah. You're playing another one of the big roles. Let's talk about your role tonight and what you're looking forward to.
I'm playing Rizzo, who is kind of like the meaner one. I'm really excited to just be able to perform for a crowd who has been, so happy to get to see our show, and it's just going to be nice to perform for everyone.
And how did it get down to just getting ready for your role tonight?
It takes a lot of getting into the outfit, taking deep breaths before the show, and just really setting into who you are and what you look like and what you should act like and how you should see the rest of the cast members.
What's the main thing for you to focus on tonight to make sure you're on top of it tonight?
I just try to focus on being in the moment and having all the right facial expressions and focusing on not only what's going on in the scene and reacting and but also trying not to be distracted by the crowd or other things that don't matter as much.
Awesome. And just one more thing for both of you. What's the biggest thing you guys are looking forward to tonight? I'll start with you, Anna.
I'm very excited to just be performing for a crowd that has spent their money to come and see us, and for all these 3 shows to be sold out is just amazing. So.
And for you?
I agree mostly with what Hannah says. It's finally getting to be in front of a crowd of people who actually want to be here as much as we do, and just getting to be together.
Awesome. Well, we'll have a little bit more coming up from here at the Vic Juba Theater, where tonight Grease will be going on. But let's head back into the studio where Michaela has a look at your weather.
All right, thank you so much, Brett. One of my favorite musicals. It's going to be a great weekend of shows there. Starting off our weather picture with this cool shot. Lots of snow out there, as we saw come down earlier this week. As we look to our numbers, we're sitting not too bad. We are in for a nice warm up this weekend before we hit the double digits again next week. So sitting at -14 right now, feeling like that -25 range, a little bit cool. -14 in Marwayne, -10 right now in Wainwright, -8 in Vegreville, -4 in Edmonton, -13 up in St. Paul, -10 for Bonnyville and Cold Lake and Lac La Biche rather. Really not much to report, as we are kind of seeing a mild trend over the next few days until next week when we do get into those cooler numbers. Areas like Maidstone, North Battleford could see some patches of fog starting this evening, and that could continue on until about the noon hour tomorrow on and off. So if you are hitting the roads, just be cautious, keep those lights on, and make sure you got your fog lights turned on. -15 up in St. Walburg and -11 up in Meadow Lake. As we look up north, not sitting too bad. Definitely warmer than they have been earlier in the week. Sitting at -12 in Buffalo Narrows, also in the Loche. Cooler at -15 down in La Ronge. -12 in Slave Lake right now. -8 for Grand Prairie. -13 in High Level, and -8 right now in Fort McMurray and in Fort Chipewyan. As we look down south now, they have been sitting in the positive numbers all week. Lethbridge saw those double digits in the positive marks, which is quite the contrast to what we've been seeing this week. They're sitting at 6 degrees right now, 1 degree in Calgary, -1 in Banff, a little bit cooler in contrast there at -10 up in Coronation. And then as we move over into the Saskatchewan side, much cooler than we are seeing in Alberta. So -12 right now in Swift Current, -13 in Moose Jaw, and also in the Queen City sitting at -13. Cool -12 in Kindersley right now. As we look to our numbers tomorrow, much nicer, a high of -5, and we are going to see a mix of sun and cloud there. -5 also in Maidstone, 0 degrees for Lakeland, -6 for North Battleford, where they could see those patches of fog until about the noon hour. -4 in Marwayne tomorrow, -5 for Cold Lake, -4 in Bonnyville, also in St. Paul. And then look at that as we move out west, -2 for Vegreville, and a nice -1 for Edmonton tomorrow. Going to be a nice weekend, and then but look at that, starting next Thursday we get back into those really cool temperatures, so we're gonna have to enjoy it while it lasts. -5 tomorrow, -11 for the overnight low, and then Sunday even warmer at -4, and we're gonna see that again on Monday. A little bit more sunshine, 25% chance we could see some flurry activity on Monday, and then we get back into those cooler numbers. -13 for the daytime high on Tuesday, and then -12 on Wednesday. 65% chance we could see some snow, -18 for the low, and then we really get into those cool numbers, but plenty of sunshine on Thursday. -22, -25 for the overnight low, and then Friday a 60% chance we could see some more flurry activity, -22 there, and look at that, a 30, -32 as the overnight low next Friday.
And now we're going to go to Brett Holden, who is live on location at the Vic Juba.
Joined now by Maya and Kai, and I'll start with you, Maya. Let's talk about your roles for tonight.
I play Cha-Cha de Gregorio. She's a dancer, and I'm also the choreographer for this musical, and yeah.
So you mentioned that you're part of the choreographing team.
Yeah.
What was it like just getting everything ready for tonight and just tonight's choreography?
Well, it's definitely stressful. There's always people asking questions, and I don't know, just getting everything together can be scary, but when it all ends up good, that's always really fun. It always ends up well.
Well, we were talking as well, we were speaking to Simon about how you guys never stop dancing. You're heading to Vancouver for the School of Dance. Let's kind of talk about that.
Yeah, I love dancing. It's basically my whole entire life. I spend so many hours in the studio. If I'm not sleeping or eating, I'm dancing. Yeah, after school, I really want to take a career in dance, and there's a school in Vancouver that I'm super interested in. So.
Awesome. Kai, let's head to you now, and let's talk about your role for tonight.
So I'm stage manager, which means everything backstage, all like the props and set pieces that get put out, that has to kind of be managed by me and my team of tech. So like I'll just tell them what jobs they're doing and make sure that they all get done so that the actors have everything they need. And I just gotta sometimes cue for like the band and the curtains to be open and closed so that the actors aren't just waiting.
And for you getting ready for tonight, what was the big thing just in your head, just trying to get ready for tonight, and what you're most excited for as well?
Well, the biggest thing we had to worry about getting ready was the things that we messed up this afternoon. So those are the things that we first did. So like getting cues ready that we had forgotten, or like making sure that things were plugged in so that we didn't have any screw-ups for the actual like first opening night. And then the thing I'm most excited for is just that audience applause, just because we do matinees, but they don't give the same energy as like a paying audience does, because like they're here to see you, whereas sometimes like schools will come and it's just kind of like watching, not really like giving energy.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have a little bit more coming up from here at the Vic Juba, where tonight Grease is the word. But let's head back into the studio where Michaela and Elise are talking about your question of the day.
Getting our grease on, the Grease Lightning.
Go
Grease Lightning. Yeah, can't wait. That's going to be a really good
She's
show.
pumped.
I
You're
love
pumped.
Grease. I love musicals, so this is really exciting to see them all prep for that. We're talking working out here on the show. I guess we just got our workout in.
Yeah,
That's my
that was
workout
it.
for the day. We want to know, do you work out in the evening or do you work out in the morning? I guess you could also work out in the afternoon.
Yep.
I don't work out, so
Yeah.
neither for me, but we got some good responses. Nadine says morning because there's less people at the gym, and also the gym endorphins put her in a better mood for the rest of the day. Thomas says either or. I either work out between 7 or 8 p.m., but sometimes a good morning workout is good to start the day. And then Wendy is on my page. She says, what is this working out thing you speak of?
There you go.
That's where I'm at. You're into the evening workout.
Yeah, normally. I wish I was part of the motivated group who gets up at 6 a.m. and goes before work, but I like sleep too much, so I'd rather work out in the evening and then just kind of go home and wind down.
It's just like I don't want to wake up early and then work out and then have to shower and then it just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I'll
definitely
just,
part
I'll
of
just
it.
skip it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go there. You can weigh in though. Let us know your thoughts on our question of the day. And right now we're going to turn to our pets of the day.
Pets
and
of the day.
are announcing this week's winner at the end of the 6 o'clock hour. So make sure you stay tuned. This is Thomas. Bad boy. Look at that shirt that was sent to us by Shania. Thanks for sending that one in. This is Stella. That's a really cute picture. Sleepy with her tongue out. That was sent to us by Melanie. Thank you for sending that one in. This is
interesting. Give it a go.
Unaleska.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Erin, in my ear for giving me a pronunciation there. That was sent to us by Samantha. Next up, we have Hazel and New. Very cute. Look, it's like a little mini version.
You're so
That was sent to us by Betty Lou. Thank you for sending that in. And then last but not least, we have
Baby
Creed.
Creed.
Oh, very cute. And that was sent to us by Michaelia. Thank you for sending those in. We will be announcing this week's winner at the end of the 6 o'clock hour, so do stay tuned. And you still have time to send us a photo, though. Send us a picture, including your pet's name. And if you see them on the show, you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pad.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
All right, joining me today to talk about some initiatives for the new year from the RCMP detachment is Constable Mike Hagel. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you making the time.
No, you bet.
Let's start off with something that's relatively new across the province. Is impaired driving laws have changed. So what can people expect, and what are kind of some of the misconceptions? Is like you can ask pretty much anyone to now take a breathalyzer.
We don't call it a breathalyzer though.
Okay.
So it'd be a approved screening device. So it's our roadside test. And yep, everyone who's driving a vehicle in Alberta, not Saskatchewan, just Alberta, will be required to provide a mandatory sample into our roadside approved screening device.
Okay, and but you still have to have a cause, correct? You pull
Oh yes,
someone over?
yeah, we're not pulling over people randomly. You break a traffic law, you run a stop sign, you roll that red light, someone's going to pull you over, they're going to make you provide a sample. As long as they have one of our approved screening devices with them, I can't make you wait for you to provide that sample.
Okay, so if someone were to be pulled over, what is that process like when you do provide that sample?
Well, same as every traffic stop. I'll walk up and introduce myself. Hi, I'm Constable Hagel. Reason I'm stopping you today, sir, ma'am, is because of this reason. Okay, so under the new laws, I need you to provide me a sample into my approved screening device.
All right, so yeah, you're not just pulling over everyone and asking for a sample.
And like I mentioned too, I can't make you wait. The only difference is if there is that detection of alcohol on your breath, I can make you wait for an approved screening device to provide that sample because I'm getting that suspicion that there is alcohol in your system.
All right. Moving forward to some of the other initiatives you guys have for, I guess, the year, not only the month, but some things you guys are going to be increasing patrol.
Yeah, we're always focusing on hotspots, like we like to call them, in the crime, and that's part of our crime reduction strategy. With our new inspector, Inspector Brockman, we're going to be starting foot patrols. Probably in the spring, once the snow melts, you'll be seeing uniformed members walking the beat a little bit more, and it gets us a little more involved with our community, right? We're not just a nameless police car now. Now there's actually a face and a uniform that you can see and talk to and approach, and I think it'll be very beneficial for our city.
Yeah, and why is it important to have that increased patrol in our city?
Well, like everything, crime reduction is completed by having uniformed police and police vehicles in the area, and foot patrols just make us a little more personal.
And can you talk about a little bit more about some of the other initiatives we're going to be seeing from the detachment this year?
Well, at the beginning of our fiscal year, we're going to be having our year goals, and they'll be seeing a survey coming out to talk to the members of the community of what kind of crime prevention strategies and what kind of crime is affecting you, and that way we can tailor our response appropriately.
Awesome. And moving forward, we have some exciting things coming out. It's not all bad guys and good guys. Battle of the Badges is going to be back this year, so we're looking forward to that. So what can people expect from Battle of the Badges?
Well, I think it's going to be a heck of a show. This is my second year, being a part of it, and last year was pretty fun, so I'm pretty excited to see what happens this year again.
Yeah, for sure. And what's your favorite part about those kind of community engagement activities?
I just like that we get to play the firefighters, and it's good for the community, and I love the community involvement, and everyone gets to come out and watch us and cheer on your your team. Hopefully it's the Mounties.
I was going to say, who are you putting money on?
Always the Mounties.
Always. The Mounties. Awesome. All right, well, we're out of time already, so I just want to thank you for coming in and sharing these initiatives with us. And
my pleasure.
Thank you so much. We always look forward to having you.
You bet. Thank you.
Hey, what's going on? It's Pete Jackson from Boom 95.3, and here's what's happening in Cold Lake. I want to tell you about a cool kind of multi-event package that's happening in Cold Lake over the next month and a half. Bean Trees Cafe in the Grand Parlor Theater is a great music venue in town here. And they're putting on this awesome thing called the Winter Blues Event Package. So basically it's 3 shows, 7 bands in total, and 1 ticket price for that. So for the ticket price of $40, you can get to see shows including Cat Dancer on January the 19th, The Young Novelists on January 23rd, and then the Snow Fever After Dark event, which is going to feature 3 or 4 different bands happening on February the 16th. Again, 3 events, 7 bands in total, 1 ticket price of just $40. For more information and to get your tickets, you can stop by Bean Trees Cafe in Cold Lake or go online to the grandparlor.ca and buy your tickets directly through there. If you have an event you want featured on What's Happening, shoot me an email, pete@boom953.ca.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
All right, well, coming up next month is a great way to have some fun and give back to some local families in need. Joining me today is Brandy Schwenk, president and co-founder of Rock for a Cure with I Love Alberta Boobs. So want to thank you so much for joining us today. For those who don't know, what is Rock for a Cure?
Well, Rock for a Cure is I Love Alberta Boobs' biggest fundraiser. We started it just over 10 years ago, just as a way to raise more money we were doing like mini fundraisers. So this was our big event and it kind of took off and people just seemed to love it.
So this is the 9th year and it's kind of unique because all the money raised here in Lloydminster is going to stay directly here. So can you talk to us a little bit about how those funds are then distributed and where they go?
Yeah, so last year my co-founder passed away. She lost her battle with breast cancer. And I realized that the money needed to go to those families. Like I was with her towards the end there, and we had to pay for parking for the hospital, right? Her husband paid for parking, and all these different little things added up. And that's when we decided to keep the money right here and just give it directly to the families, no questions asked. So we set up an assistance fund through the Lloyd Health Foundation, and we give it out quarterly, so 2 $500 packages to women who women or men, I should say. They just go online and apply that way, and I guess, I won't say we pick and choose. We haven't had that many yet, but we've had enough that we've donated it all. So, and we hope to increase that number from 500 to at least 1,000.
Wow.
So
that's really incredible. Speaking to the event, it's happening on February 2nd this year. So where is it? And there's still tickets available.
Yes.
And so what can people expect from this year's event?
Well, if you've never been, you have to come out. It's such a great time. And everyone who has been will tell you that. So we're doing it at Rolling Green. And their facility there is amazing, and they've been helping us out quite a bit, so I have to give them a shout. But we have tables of 8 for sale, and then you get to pick your own table, like where you want it in the building.
Oh, cool.
And then we also have single tickets available. So in total, we have roughly about 100 tickets left, or 100 seats left. And yeah, it's just a great night. The band will play about 3 different times. We've got food throughout the night. We've got drinks, obviously, silent auction, 50-50. So like it's something for everyone, and it's a really fun event.
Awesome. So where can people get tickets?
They can contact me directly, especially if you want a table of 8. I have to do those reservations separately. So my phone number, if they want to call, is on our Facebook page, I Love Alberta Boobs, or it's at our website, ilovealbertaboobs.ca. Or they can stop down at G-Force Diesel Service, right on Highway 16 East, or Accent Lighting. I can't remember their address. I think it's like 1808 50-something Ave. Not sure, but they have all got tickets there. You can just go buy single tickets. So.
Awesome. And I just want to touch on the entertainment because you have Chronic Rock coming back, a cover band. And you were saying last year people were begging them not to stop. So people are really excited for this band again.
Yeah, they played 3 one-hour sets last year.
Wow.
And people were still begging them to keep playing. Like it was well after midnight and everybody was like, please come back. Because they played everything. I'm pretty sure they did a little country.
Yeah.
They did lots of pop, rock, like everything, old school, new school. It was such a great time, and people were dancing the entire night. I haven't seen it like that in years.
Awesome. Well, we hope the turnout is the same this year. Want to thank you for coming in. If you would like a ticket to Rock for the Cure, head to their Facebook page or give Brandy a call. And we look forward to the event. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.
Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning. Okay, I'm not too much of a singer. The students here at Lloyd Comp are, and tonight at the Vic Juba Theater, Grease the musical is going on here. They are just about to get started here. 7 o'clock, sold out crowd for these students. That's tonight, tomorrow, and on Sunday. All 3 shows sold out, and there is also a silent auction. That'll do it for me here tonight at the Vic Juba. I will not be over the weekend here, but I'll see you guys on Monday. Also, I just want to add that all proceeds of tonight's show goes right back into the school for Lloyd Comp, so it stays here locally as well. If you do have tickets, come down 7 o'clock tonight as well. All 3 shows, as I mentioned, sold out. So come down if you do have tickets. That'll do it for me here tonight. Let's head back into the studio where Michaela and Elise will wrap up tonight's show.
All right, thank you so much, Brett. Going to be a really good show over the weekend. We're in for a bit of a warm-up for our weekend, -5 tomorrow, and then -4 on Sunday and Monday, -10 there, both days for the overnight low. And then we start to really cool down. Next Thursday is really when we start to see those cold numbers, but -13 on Tuesday, -13 again on Wednesday. We could see some precipitation there, about a 65% chance, -18 for the overnight low. Sunday, Thursday, I saw the sun and said Sunday. Thursday, plenty of sunshine, but a really cold double digit there, -22 for a daytime high, -25 for the overnight low. And then on Friday, a 60% chance we could see even more precipitation, -22, and look at that, -32 for the overnight low. But at least we have the weekend to look forward to, and we have lots of nice numbers.
Yeah.
It'll feel real warm after this week especially. So if you are in the North Battleford area, do be cautious. There is a chance of some patches of fog this evening, continuing on until about the noon hour tomorrow. So make sure you turn on your lights and check those road conditions. And we've reached the end of the show, which means we are picking our pet winner. Yeah, we have our winner who's winning a $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Bag. Great way to start your weekend.
Yeah.
Let's see who won. This is a surprise to both
very
of us.
exciting. Yeah, we
we're
don't know
very
who won.
excited to see who wins. Here we go. It's our favorite part. All right, who is it?
Here we go. Drum roll.
Who is
Show
it?
me Rex.
Oh, that is.
He's so happy.
He's going to be so happy.
He's
he
going to
won
be
that
even
gift
more
card.
happy.
Even more happy. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations to Rex and his owner, Amanda. You are our winner this week for our $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pad. Gotta get Rex all the treats.
So cute. He's gonna have the best weekend ever.
The best weekend. He's gonna have pig ears and treats and
maybe
bones.
a new sweater.
Ooh, a sweater, a little Rex sweater with a little T-Rex.
A T-Rex sweater.
Amanda, you have to get him a little T-Rex sweater. It's mandatory. No, we kid. But we always have our pets of the day. So if you have a pet you would like to see here on the show, we would like to win a $50 gift card. Send us a picture. Please include their name. And that wraps it up. We'll see you here on Monday. Everyone, have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend.